Hi, I'm Louise.
Hi, I'm Ernesto.
And we're the software recruitment team here at Mexer Solutions.
And we're going to share some insight on development from a recruiter's perspective.
I think personally, because there's just so much demand, it's one of those things that even throughout COVID, it was one of the fastest things to get back on its feet. And the amount of flexibility development offers these days, long gone are the days where people had to go into the office and, you hear about developers who spend half their time in the UK, half their time across the world. It just opens up so many opportunities. It's a global language ultimately, so if you can code and you're ambitious, there's just so many opportunities to take your career forward, really.
Yeah, it's interesting. There's a webinar that I watched not long ago, and it said something along the lines of for every one developer, there's 9 available jobs at the moment, or 9 adverts, and it certainly feels like that.
It feels like that, and that's it. And this is why our job can be difficult, because a good developer knows that they have got a lot of opportunity. It's a good position to be in if you're a solid developer who likes flexibility. Just somebody who's creative, likes building things, and loves a flexible lifestyle. Then development could definitely be a good career choice. What do we know?
Oh, yeah.
What's Microsoft got up their belt, really, is the question.
Well, that's the golden question, isn't it? I think every software developer ever would like it, and that's perhaps one of the challenges with software development as well, is the technology's changed so often that they need to stay at the forefront of it. I mean,
100%.
There aren't many other careers where you have to continually self-develop outside of your working hours to stay on top and stay in the game, where you'll get left behind.
Yeah, that is definitely true, because there's so many languages out there. It's like learning languages of the world. I remember like 4 or 5 years ago when JavaScript frameworks were still sort of creeping into the scene, and now everyone's has experience of working with one, or if you've worked with one, you're dabbling with the other in your spare time. Like you say, you have to be on top of it, find out what's going on, what's coming up next, and you don't have to be a master of them all, but you at least explore each of them so that you know what potential they can bring, and enhance your career, I guess.
JavaScript seems to be the sexy one at the moment, really. And what framework that might be, whether it be React, Angular, Vue, Node.js on the back end. It's interesting to see how things will go. But the thing is, in 2 years' time, it will be something totally different. Yeah,
I mean, we're seeing a lot more Razor Blazor roles where, could it be that the JavaScript frameworks not sort of become dormant, but certainly taken over? Our Microsoft developers going to be channeled towards .NET and Blazor Rays on the front end.
Yeah,
don't know really. Do they want to become an out-and-out Microsoft? But who knows? I think everyone's got to keep options open, really.
Yeah. See, this is an interesting one because I think it solely boils down to opportunities at school and college level. 10 years ago plus, it was almost not. It was a very old school way of thinking, and it's still. I mean, we're talking early 2000s. It's not that long ago, but it almost wasn't an option for girls coming through school, really. So I think at present it's a very male-dominated industry, but I think slowly we're starting to see more girls trickle in, more females.
There's definitely more of an uplift coming in, I think.
And like I say, when we're seeing graduates come through, we're seeing a lot more female graduates who are looking for work, and of course it's hard to find a job as a graduate, even for the best of coders. But I'd like to think this is something that's going to correct itself as time goes on. Yeah,
definitely. I think it does boil down to what opportunity you get at school, because we hear from people here at work, people saying that their kids are learning basics of coding. I never had that. When I was at school, we had Excel and Word, and that was it. We were never ever told to code. We had maths lessons, and where we did a bit of coding there, maths programming, which was great. But now the demand is out there for developers. So I think if we can make development fun from an early age, for girls and boys, really, just make it entertaining, make it interesting, make it something they engage with nice and early and realise what they can build, what they can produce from it. And I think that's the best way to encourage more people into development, get them in as young as possible, and hopefully they take to it. Really, maybe it will be maths, English, programming. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I know they're already teaching HTML in schools, which is crazy.
Insane in mine, yeah.
And I think they've moved on to Python now as well. I know,
yeah, I've heard
one
that.
of the local schools, they're teaching them Python and HTML programming.
Brilliant.
Which is crazy. All we had was Dreamweaver. If you ever use that,
I don't think I even had that. So.